Okay, I'm back. I left off at blush. So, one of the things I want to really point out about blush is it really livens up the face. Today I purposely didn't wear any makeup. I wanted to do the video completely raw. But in the next video you'll see with my work makeup on what it really looks like. But I think blush is so key because it keeps the face fresh and young and lively. I always use it on the apples of my cheeks, the T-zone, and on the bottom of my chin. And I brush it in if I'm using dry, or with a sponge if I'm using a cream blush. Just depends on which one I choose for that day. I wanted to answer some of the questions I received. One of the questions I received was eczema. I have someone who has eczema just on one eyelid, and she likes to use eyeshadow and blending, but she didn't know what to use for that area of her skin. First thing is you should always see a doctor when you have any type of skin condition to make sure you're using the right moisturizer. So with me knowing that she's using the correct moisturizer, one of the things I suggested to her was to use a frosty eyeshadow. Frosty shadows have a better texture, so sometimes when you have flaws, pimples, breakouts, you really don't see it as well with a frosty shadow because of the texture and the glitter compared to using a really smooth or a matte type of eyeshadow. The finish is better when you use frosty colors. And you know, now frosty colors come in all different types of shades, so you're not just left to this neutral tone. So I suggested to her to use neutral and fleshy frosty colors like golds and pinks, things that are a little closer to her complexion, and a liquid liner. She mentioned that she has runny eyes sometimes from the makeup and her allergies, so you really want to go with a hyperallergenic mascara. Almay and Neutrogena, they make really great hyperallergenic mascaras, and you can always opt for clear. Another question I received was blending. People always say, Ms.Relle, what color is that? And you know, I laugh because usually I have on 3 to 5 different eyeshadows. I love to blend. I love to have 3 or 4 colors and people can't tell when they start or end. I think that's the master of blending, is making it all look balanced. So for those of you who want to learn how to blend, I'm going to be doing quite a few tutorials on blending. But just for the basics, have a really good base color, a nice brown or goldish tone color. And then have your main color. I like blues. I love blues. I have dark brown eyes, and blues are really great on me. So, you know, I use a nice blue by MAC. And then at the bottom, believe it or not, I use a soft, fleshy pink cranberry. That's also by MAC. And then I'll blend them in with a brush, and then my liquid liner, mascara, and I'm out the door. I definitely have some looks for when I'm going out, or a themed look that are, you know, take much longer, and there's a lot more colors in them, and we'll go over those shortly. But when it comes to blending, having the right set of colors, trying them before you go out. You know, ask someone, how does this look? Don't be afraid to ask. Sometimes trial and error is the only way we'll really get to master our own looks. I think the most important part is you want to feel comfortable in what you have. So often, less is more. Another question I get a lot, you know, blotchy skin. One of the things I want to say about foundation is don't be afraid of foundation. I think foundation is great when used in the right measure. Keep in mind that in the summertime you're darker, and in the winter you're lighter, just because we get less sun in the winter, more sun in the summer. So I keep about 3 or 4 different shades of liquid foundation. I use Mineralized by MAC. And if I'm going to be doing a photo shoot or need a really heavier, I'll use Studio Tech. But that's the only time I use Studio Tech, because for me it's just too heavy. But for me the key to foundation is blending. You know, working till you get a really nice color, and lightly, you know, I go over my T-zone, go over my cheeks, and come down here, brush. Please use a brush for applying your liquid foundation. Some of you use powder foundation, so you use a sponge. I'm not a fan of the powder foundation. For me, it's just a little too much. But for those who use it, just remember, you know, to blend really well and to steer away from it looking cakey. And most importantly, bronzer. I love a nice bronzer and blush. When you have those 2 components, nice foundation, you're good to go. So in the upcoming tutorials, I'll do a lot of blending, a lot of different themed looks. I'm definitely going to do eyelashes. Those of you who know me know I love lashes. I'll probably buy 6 to 10 pair a month. You have high-end, and you have, your $1.99 lashes you can get right out of the beauty supply. So we'll do a whole show just on lashes. So each week you'll get something different, something new. Definitely want you to send in your questions, your requests, post on the wall. I want to try to make it a community, where we all talk and share and exchange information. And I'm really excited because I use Skype. So for those of you